Hello, hello everybody. Let's just wait a little bit so more people can join. And and yeah, today we're here to talk about exciting stuff about creature kingdoms. Like, what are the plans? What has been right now the strategy? Like the way we want to go with War for Chicken Island, those riding dinos, Kiwi Chowdown. You can notice that all of them have like very similar themes and aspects of the game, like birds being on small islands and having like a different kind of problematic. So what's up with all of that? Why with we did all of that, and also what are we doing right now with Kiwi Chowdown and how the games are going to merge. So I think we are ready to start now, and I would like to first of all say thank you. Thank you for supporting Kiwi Chowdown, Dollars Rating Dinos, War for Chicken Island. We know a lot of you have been there since the beginning, and it made Kiwi Chowdown like having the strongest day one that we have ever had in the Kickstarter. And and yeah, it's funny to remember all the way back in 2017 when we launched War for Chicken Island. Well, 2018, sorry, and with Nomo Sapiens, we did the live streams, and well, it has been like very exciting since then. War for Chicken Island was a game developed by Nomo Sapiens, but I love the game since the time that Ivan showed it to me, and and we started doing well, reaching a lot of the stretch goals, and from there, maybe you remember that the backers were the ones who suggested making a Cthulhu chicken, and that's how we created Cthulhu here. This is a very limited miniature and offers like a different gameplay to the game. And with after Cthulhu, because this is different than Cthulhu, we also created Jolk Sothoth. So Jolk Sothoth is it was originally called El Ech Sothoth, but you, our dear backers from the Chicken Army, suggested a change of name, and we did it. We enjoyed making our games together with you, developing with them. It's one of the main reasons, if not the main, of why we do Kickstarters rather than publishing games in the traditional way. We like to develop our games with you and to hear your insight and shape them to, and also help them be the best they can be. So War for Chicken Island was amazing. We have some live stream, and in there we asked our backers what should be our next game. And I remember that Johnny and other backers suggested well, different chickens or seagulls in the game, like expansions. Ivan wanted to make a shark that like chicken shark. And from there someone suggested chicken riding dinosaurs, and we were like, oh, we have a game that it's like Mario Kart, a dexterity version of Mario Kart, and the theme of a race of chicken riding dinos could be very a great match for that. So we created the first graphic of how that would be like chickens riding triceratops, and from there we took it into Dodos riding dinos. And in Dodos riding dinos, well, to be honest, it was or is, I really like Kiwi Chowdown, but Dodos riding dinos is like my kind of game, like party game and dexterity and laughing. And with Dodos riding dinos, we changed the theme. It was like a parody of Mario Kart, and then we created um, we changed the art so we would fit into the Creature Kingdoms universe. And right now it's under manufacture, about to be finished. We're very excited about that, and we will deliver the most beautiful game board with Dodos Riding Dinos. In the image, you can see some boards, but that's not the final board that has a foil finish and different game modes, like the cup mode, where you can play different tracks, and each track has different abilities. So it's pretty much like Mario Kart when you play the whole cup. And well, with those riding dinos, we determined, hey, let's make a third game, and let's have the possibility of these three games merging. So we produce Kiwi Chowdown. And to be honest, we already have something in development with Kiwi Chowdown where we would have a kind of scenario or campaign mode where you would have the dodos riding dinos and the chickens from War for Chicken Island in there. My original idea was to make just taking components out of the boxes and having like a big setup and playing like with the different islands, different miniatures, and a symmetric experience. And with each game, you would control chickens, dodos, or kiwi. And then, we ask our inner circle, our playtest group with detestable games. And of course, at Draco Studios, we develop all our Creature Kingdoms games with detestable games. So they suggested something more like having a game that is entirely created to receive not just the miniatures and the components, if any other components of the previous games, but also from future games. So that's what we are going to talk right now. And let me know if you have any comments or questions. I would love to tell you more about all of this as we are thinking about the Creature Kingdoms experience. So, Kiwi Showdown right now, we are focusing on stretching it as much as possible. And with your support, we are able to achieve that. You already unlocked the Musgo, the Kiwi. By the way, we would request if you would like to rename the Kiwi characters, because that's something we can totally do and would love to hear your suggestions about that. Right now, the names are placeholders, but we thought about maybe having some Maori names, like just very simple ones, so we do not appropriate or misrepresent anything. So, as you may know with previous communications, we're still having cultural consultancy with Morgana Watson, and the game is not finished yet, so it is subject to change on a little bit. So we are respectful about the national bird of New Zealand. So that's something we're always interested to have in our games, be respectful about any cultures that we intend to celebrate. So even though Kiwi Chowdown is not based on New Zealand, it's an island on the Creature Kingdoms universe, and there are different type of islands. You can see the similarities in there, and so that's why we're still subject to change a little things on Kiwi Chowdown, and also even in some aesthetics. But it is pretty much the game design is pretty much finished, and that brings me to the next topic. Before we talk about the Creature Kingdoms merging, I just wanted to let you know that when you receive your Dollars Riding Dinos, or if you already received your War for Chicken Island miniatures, please send us images, share those with us in the comments, and you can also join into our Discord server. Sorry, I think it's not focusing quite right. Let me do a little trick into here. Something like that, maybe. I hope. Well, that is Krakatoa, one of the favorites. And we love seeing the different color schemes. Like, for example, these are my battle cards. Like, let me. This one is my this is difficult. This is my battle card, and I painted like a small War for Chicken Island logo on the front. But we have seen a lot of backers who have painted chicken eyes inside of the window. So that's very, very cool. And we love that, to see all the different color schemes or ideas. Someone painted the chicken army into the football team and for Blood Bowl, and that was awesome to see as well. So please stay with us in all the story of Creature Kingdoms. We don't want this to be just like a Kickstarter campaign that finishes and that's it. We don't no longer hear back from you. We want to be with you in the long term, in the long run, to all the future games. And wow, I just saw that there are a lot of comments on YouTube. Hello, Derek, Andre, Stefan, David, Barrymore, Team, Frecuencia Nerd, Adrian, Trowbridge, Spielcats, Stefan again. That's most likely a question. And La Cueva, thanks for joining us during the live stream. That's exciting. That's the reason we do live stream, so we can interact with you. Let me check. So Stefan asks, "Will when's the last day to upgrade components for Dodos if it's not passed?" Sorry, you should indicate that in your next update. Oh, sorry, that's very much accurate. So right now, those writing Dinos is still under manufacture. The printed components and miniatures have been finished. We're just waiting for the cut and assembly and the folding, like all that process that will take about one more month. We are maybe 1.5. And once we finish manufacture, we will log service. We will give a deadline for a couple of weeks where you can upgrade your pledges, and that's it. Then we will just wait for those riding dinos to arrive into your homes. And that also reminds me, I do not have those riding dinos with me, but let me show you. As you know, in Dragon Studios, we have 3 universes: Creature Kingdoms, Dragonbond, and Eldritch Century. So in Dodos Riding Dinos, we decided to make a crossover of our own universe, and we created a Quetzalcoatl version, but in Creature Kingdoms. It is like a dragon, a dodo riding a dragon, and that is named Cooks and Bobby, and because Tom Bobby created the Quetzalcoatl dragon. And as you know, maybe you know, on those riding dinos, the dodos names have the name of the discoverer or someone related to the discovery of the fossil of that dinosaur. So in this case, for Cooks and Bobby, it was the name of the artist, Tom Bobby, our art director in Dragon Ball. But we're here to talk about Creature Kingdoms. Um, Hold it for longer to focus. Oh, sorry. Was that maybe Quetzalcoatl? Yeah, I think. Well, I do not have the. Mm, Let me check if this works. So this is the original one, right? But those riding dinos is a cartoon version, and of course a smaller version of Cooks. And right now, I think that's it. Let's talk about the fun stuff about Creature Kingdoms now that you have joined into 15 minutes of the live stream. And please keep the comments coming. So first of all, I would like to thank you again for any backers of those riding dinos. As you might remember, we asked for your insight to validate the ideas, and we have some options. Like the first option was to make the original idea that you could take components from Kiwi, Chow down, those riding dinos, and War for Chicken Island, and merging the game and the rules. Well, not the rules, but you would have digital set of rules to play an entirely different game, maybe asymmetric, or maybe cooperative, or maybe just everyone could control different chickens or even islands. The problem with that idea, even though it's my favorite idea from the ones that we have, is that you require the 3 games to play, and it might not be very friendly to take the components from each box and then storing them back to the box. But still, I think it's pretty cool. And then the other idea was like very similar, except the rules are somewhat familiar with Chicken War, Dino Race, and well, eating and exploding and pushing for the Kiwi. Um, and that seemed to be like not very appealing. We will show the graphics in the. Oh, I think there already are the graphics. So that's option 2, the red one. The first one was the blue, and then option 3 was that you take some of the components from all the 3 games, like just the mini, maybe tokens, some dice, depending on what you're playing, and then you would have like a small pack of cards that would be a $5 to $10 add-on, like the cheapest we can give. So the merging experience can be enjoyed, and yeah, basically those components would tie all the components, all the miniatures, or the game mechanics, because as you remember, the War for Chicken Island cards are very different than those Riding Dinos ones. So finally, all these uh, ideas require you to get like 2 3 components, and the testable games suggested let's make a different game that is designed not only to receive the miniatures from or the components from War for Chicken Island, those Riding Dinos, and Kiwi Chowdown, but also to get miniatures from any future Creature Kingdoms universe games, because we have so much under development. Let me take a very quick look at the comment. Hello, Pam. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Adrian is very popular in Mexico in the board game scene. And Tim again, and that's going to be fun to paint. Yeah, all the miniatures, whether the Creature Kingdoms one and also the other from our other titles and universes. Let me. I think there's a question here. We supported with the Kiwi Chowdown, the Kiwi plus chicken pack. Will we be able to upgrade it with those? Yes. So right now War for Chicken Island is they are all gone, but we are now looking into, after finishing a revision on the rules, we found that there are some particular stuff that it's not included in the rules, such as being able to take the pilots from anywhere in the board. I think that's one that is not as clear as it should be, but it's in there. But also the island construction rules, like right now you have like this set of rules, and all of this that I'm saying, of course, we took it into account for those Riding Dinos rulebook, and now for Kiwi Chowdown, which we have an editor, Vincent Sancillo. So we are focusing on having better rule books, even though we already knew that we should do a lot of effort on doing rule books right. So we're working on a reprint for War for Chicken Island for early next year. Right now they are all gone, the Kickstarter edition of the game, which are the ones behind me. It's a very big box. So when some backers ask about those Riding Dinos deluxe version and Kiwi Chowdown Kickstarter edition, we meant that for $57, I think this was on their first Kickstarter. It's like a very huge box to be able to hold all the Kickstarter exclusives and the extras. And sorry about standing so much. And we made it modular, so you could just fit the tray of the Kickstarter exclusive in the big box. And that's something very similar on those Riding Dinos. You get more miniatures. On Kiwi Chowdown, you get more miniatures as well. And of course, upgraded components. So those Riding Dinos is not out of stock yet for the first print run. And it will most likely still be available in the Pledge Manager. But we have limited reward tiers with the two games. And what else? You will be able to add. Oh, thank you, Pam. Pam answered more quickly than I do. But I just love having these conversations with you. And well, let's talk about these ideas about merging the games. The most popular was the fourth one because you don't need the three games to have the full experience. You have a new game, and that seems to be more convenient for a lot of players. You mentioned it in the comments, and people we ask in the board game cafes. Of course, I know that so many of you wanted the other options as I did. Particularly, I wanted the first one, but the fourth one is my second best for me. This is all they prefer that one, and I think it's a very good approach as well because that will allow us to consider the future games that we have. So let's start talking about that. What we have in the works for Creature Kingdoms. Please don't laugh or laugh as hard as you want, maybe. The first option we had is dragons versus marshmallows. And for dragons versus marshmallows, we wanted to actually do dragons versus unicorns. And then the artist, Ivan from Homo Sapiens, told us, no, you have to do something more ridiculous. Like you have to do not just ants, something dragons wouldn't even be threatened. And it was marshmallows riding small sugar ponies, and of course having the gummy bears air balloons. And we have gave some teasers about that in the Dodos Riding Dinos cards. We have some cards that show the Candy Continent because Marshmallow Kingdom would be based on Candy Continent. And also we have a comic for War for Chicken Island that it's explained by the Marshmallow Museum of War for Chicken Island. And at the end of the comic, well, something interesting happened. I'm not going to spoil you the end. By the way, that comic, I think it was Kickstarter exclusive, but will be up in our lair and Dragon Studio store very soon. So yeah, Dragon versus Marshmallow. What would this game be on, and what other ideas would you like to see in Candy Continent? Should this be game? In Mexico, we say, yeah, like something to say how my tongue rolled up. Should Dragons versus Marshmallows be the 4 game that is able to receive chickens and dodos and kiwi and any other creatures that are out there in the creature kingdoms? Or should it not be that one? And we have other ideas, like let's talk about the ocean. And I know that in Discord, you mentioned about having sea otters and this idea, and I'm glad to tell you that it's something that we already have in the works. And the idea with War for Chicken Island, the Dino Island, and Kiwi Island, they are all separated by the sea. So we figured the 4th merging game could take place in the ocean, and then whether you control the ships or it's a cooperative game. And we started thinking about the threats. So we love our puppies, our pets. I have a French bulldog. Pam has showed you is Mrs. Nesbitt in previous live streams from Draco Studios in our Facebook page. And Dan, who is the creator of Dragon Ball and the Eldritch Century, he has a cat, and it's beautiful, a beautiful cat. So he wanted to see cats on Creature Kingdoms, and we have heard that, well, all of your suggestions, we definitely want them to be in there. So we started thinking about making cats and cute little cats, like conquistadors, like with a conquistador feel. So you can see in the screen right now, those are like early sketches right now, and there would be like a cat emperor, and the cats would be maybe traveling into the different islands from Avian Archipelago to look for company for their emperor, I would say. But well, the original idea was food for their emperor, but that's very dark. Like, we don't want our chickens and dodos and kiwi to be food from the cats. Or maybe you want, just let us know in the comments. But yeah, there would be like different cat conquistadors with different fields and boats, and of course different routes, as you can see in the images. But in addition to the cat conquistadors, we could have pirates, and we figured that, well, we work with Panda, our manufacturer, and we decided, hey, let's make pandas, like giant pandas, red pandas, trash pandas, and they could be like different kind of pirates, like with a different influence. I mean, like Caribbean or Asian pirates. You can see them. Again, those are early sketches. All of that, if it makes it into the publishing part, we would have cultural consultancy with each culture. So we make sure that we are not misrepresenting or taking like stereotypes. As Mexicans ourselves, we know how it is when we are depicted like with sombreros and a cactus and a bottle of tequila. It's funny. And that's preferable than the old drug dealer part that pretty much not everyone is. And so yeah, with all of this that has references or inspiration from different regions of the world, we will definitely have cultural consultancy. But the pandas, let's get back to the red panda, the giant panda, and the trash panda. As you can see some images in there below the trash panda, there were different eyes, but we were thinking, well, the derpy eyes, some chickens and dodos and kiwi are the best, but they are already the birds from Creature Kingdom. So let's have the derpy eyes be their thing, and let's have something different to each creature in Creature Kingdom. So with the pandas, you can see that the eyes is very similar, and well, they are pirates, so we could think about cool ships. And we'll see right now their ships, which are giant turtle ships. So that's the name Panduga. Actually, turtle in Spanish is tortuga. So we have the pandas traveling in turtle ships, as you can see right now in the images. And we will have like different kind of ships. We made some iterations about the shell, how could it adapt into being a ship, and of course, just imagine having this, I don't know, maybe kind of Cthulhu, Cthulhu miniature size for these ships where you could place your um, your panduga, your pandas, your panda pirates. That would be very awesome to see. And well, finally, from the ocean part, we also figured, well, there could be like some conflict around this, the avian archipelago, the conquistadors, the Panduga, and finally, there could be something related to, again, Cthulhu, because we really like Cthulhu and Jolk Sothoth. And we thought about Nyarlathotep and other, well, Dagon, but we need pawns to make it uh, just like creature kingdoms need it. So we are thinking about the a lost civilization like Atlantis, but underneath the seas, and that are the fish Atlanteans or Atlantfish, or I don't know. The name is not final, but those are some exploration sketches we have. As you can see, they are cultists. On Cthulhu, you can play with different mm, players, a cooperative mode, and there are some chicken cultists trying to wake up Cthulhu. So this could be the cultists. Cthulhu could be part of that. We will have like the elder ones adapted into the creature kingdoms. We know cosmic horror and eldritch themes are something that a lot of you may enjoy, but we know that also it might not be appealing for some of you. So that's why we are having this live stream to show you everything that we have, all the ideas, and to define together what we should do first with the theme and then with the mechanic. We will love to have your suggestions about maybe doing a tower defense or a cooperative experience or a real time experience. What should we do for you? Like, we want you to be part of this for development, and not just having uh, your comments while the campaign is live, but even before, and yeah, having this game created together and receive future games from Creature Kingdoms. What are about these future games? Well, I do not have any more art to show you right now, but as you can remember, in the Those Riding Dinos, there's an iceberg track, like a snow track. And this took inspiration from Polaria. Polaria could be like an icy continent where we would have something like polar bears, penguins. We love penguins as well, and we know a lot of you have asked about having penguins. And what else? Well, owls, owls, seals again, and having different schemes. Like originally, the idea was to make it something like this. Like the what is it called, the one from the penguins of Madagascar movie. It was very similar to that idea from Dan, and I suggested that to steer someone towards something different because yeah, the penguins from Madagascar already have that theme. So that could be a potential future game. We also have the flamingos, like an island of flamingos with I forgot the name in English. Well, about all about the trends and the fashion flamingos, and maybe even other type of birds, like very colorful birds, toucans. That's still in the avian archipelago. But that could be. And also, I think we do not have the art right now, but the final idea we have, and this is something that I'm really interested to talk with Jesse and the team at Quackalope, we had an idea for making an island about ducks, but it would be like a terror theme, like having Quackbania, where you could have like the ducks being vampires or the swans, and the dogs would be the regular how do you call it? Well, the ones who dwell in the island, but there are vampire swans who try to convert them, and the swans, the vampire swans, would be different type of vampires. Like you have the Nosferatu, the teenager vampires, the Dracula looking for his loved one. sorry. Oh, I need some water. Okay, I'm watching a lot of comments in the comment section, and I stopped replying because I saw Pam was taking care of the comments. But let me check very quickly if there is something that I need to answer. I will move the camera a little bit. Sorry. What's behind? Oh, that's something about Drug Studios, not Creature. And okay, Dragons versus Marshmallows. Yeah, we love Dragons and Drug Studios, so we would love to have that. And in Creature Kingdoms, there are other continents, not just. Sorry, the sound is activated. Not just the Avian Archipelago and the far lands of the Conquistadors and the Panduga, and on Polaria and different islands from the Avian Archipelago. We also would have maybe the Candy Continent, and there are other continents we have thought, but just like very rough ideas because we need to focus on one game at a time on different development side. Oh, thank you very much. Sorry about that. And what else? I was talking about Candy Continent. Yeah. So Dragons versus Marshmallows could be a whole thing. Originally, on those writing lines, the backers, and I think this is actually a free stretch goal that will be free to everyone. So everyone who has those writing dinos could play a one-shot RPG adventure that will be uploaded, I think, next week in our site. But you will be able to play it as soon as you get those writing dinos. And by the way, you should definitely look into that RPG if you have those writing dinos, because the RPG has a surprise. It's a puzzle at the end, and yeah, it leads to another surprise. And we love surprises. We love to place hidden Easter eggs, and what are they called? Yeah, all the surprises. So in Candy Continent, we could also have like the Grumpy Gummy Bears, and we could have the Milk Ocean, and the Cookie Shores, and the sugar desserts, and yeah, like there's a ton of things that we could do on Candy Continent. But we thought that when we release Candy Continent, we will start working with our RPG team, which is a different team than the testable games and the 3D printable team. The RPG team could start working on the Continent or Creature Kingdoms RPG, in case you want like a light-hearted RPG, and with very easy to learn rules. So that's basically like the idea with the RPG, with Candy Continent, Dragons versus Marshmallows. And I'm watching about, yeah, there are stuff like corgis and cats that are conquistadors. We have seen those, and yeah, we would love to have something similar to that. It could be something different, like conquistadors, like it could be a different role class from the cats. So just let us know your comments. I think otters are sea otters are also favorite among our backers. Um, mm, Let me check. So, Frequencia Nerds, you're asking about that if you have Dollars Riding Dinos and Kiwi, if you would be able to merge those two, or if you would need War for Chicken Island. Well, since we already made the poll and the results are that, and with the comments that you prefer having a new game that could receive the games, then yeah, you would be able to have just Kiwi and Doros. And with the Creature Kingdoms game, Dragons versus Marshmallows, or the Seafarers, whatever it's the theme, you would be able to join them. Cats and tequila, that's among the comments. Cats would be awesome. Oh yeah, tigers. I love large felines and cats. I really like lions and tigers, and jaguars and ocelot. The turtle ships. I'm really like you like it. So I'm sorry I'm looking a lot in the comments. I will try to just look for questions here. Exploration game about pirates and pandas. Yeah, exactly. Originally, after my idea of being maybe a conquest game, the testable suggested exploration. So yeah, feel free to suggest mechanics as well. We will most likely have these forums or polls with you where you can let us know and vote for your favorite theme, creatures, mechanics, and we will involve you in the playtesting phase. And yeah, having invaders in the islands could be something like the seagulls on each island. A dungeon crawler, that's something that we would think that Quackbania, the game about dogs, terror theme, would be something about, like a dungeon crawler, maybe not. And and of course, well, this is something to mention. If a lot of you already want, like, in addition to the new game that can receive components, if you want a game that could just merge the games that you already have, like a rule set for the 3 games, let us know, because that's something we can definitely do in a reasonable timeline and release the digital rule set with you. And Ruben, the designer of those Riding Dinos and Kiwi Chow, is very talented, so highly talented, so he can do a rule set for merging the 3 games. So if that's still something you can do, we can do both. It's like the meme, like, why not both? And I think that's it for the questions in YouTube. But it's what with dolphins, puffins. Puffins are birds that could work. Yeah, like everything on the Avian archipelago could work. And let me check. Just some questions about Facebook. I think those are the same. Maybe a dungeon. Yep, I think that's pretty much everything that we covered. So thank you again for joining us, not just on the live stream, but also on Kiwi Chow on Kickstarter. Let's reach the stretch goals, but let's have fun. That's something that I love about backing other campaigns like Exploding Kittens and Birds versus Babies. The social goals that we are calling community goals. Check them in the campaign and send your pictures, your posts. Let's have fun while spreading the word about this, because the social goals help the campaign to have more exposure, and with that, to have more backers, and with that, more stretch goals to upgrade your game, to get more miniatures, and to get more components. So let's do a lot of social goals right now in the weekend. And thanks again for joining. Thanks for backing. I'm not sure if maybe... I think Mrs. Nesbitt just barked. He wanted to say goodbye or hello, maybe, because she's usually with Pam with the weekly live streams, but now she's with me. Well, thanks again, everyone, and we'll stay in touch in the campaign with Pam, with Pepe, with Ruben, with Moy, Gabo, everyone. Like, we are a very large team, and we love doing what we do, and it's all thanks to you, to your support. And feel free to let us know if you have any question or suggestions about the future of Kiwi Chowdown and also the merging game. Thanks.